Hello all and Merry Christmas for his very special Zero Views Christmas episode. Probably the last one of the year, the next RWBY episode is going to be Might Air on the 1st. I actually don't know what they have planned for that. What's it called? I know Kamen Rider's taking a week off or so we won't be seeing any of that. So, next Zero Views might not come out for a while. I might talk about, the Kamen Rider Heart movie and mock movie, maybe if RWBY comes out just to fill space, but please don't actually expect something other than RWBY if RWBY shows up. If not, then I might be taking a week off. So, speaking of RWBY, we have RWBY Volume 4, Episode 7, which is it's called Punished. So basically, what happens in this episode is, Oscar is arguing with Ozpin, who's trying to convince him about all this stuff, and Oscar's not having any of it, but Ozpin says, we need to go, we need to head out, and then, Ozpin's all like, yeah, great, you have greatness inside of you, and, I know this is weird, but I had to do the same thing, when this happened to me, but but Oscar really isn't having any of it. He's really trying to pass this off as him being crazy, but Ozpin retorts with, "You're not crazy. You're just weird, but you're totally not crazy." But So there's that scene. Honestly, it's a nice little scene because we get to see more of Oscar. We get to see what he's like. Other than that, it confirms the kind of theory I thought of. So basically, Ozpin is part of a line of the wizard that started the whole maiden thing. The spring, fall, winter, and summer maidens. I believe he's not a descendant, but he was the current wizard, because what I'm thinking is, when the wizard passed on, his power, his soul, and his aura went into another candidate which he chose, or another candidate that was pre-chosen, so the power would live on. And then that would happen, then it would get to Ozpin, and basically, I believe it's if the body is destroyed, then, that's when it activates. So I'm assuming Ozpin went through the same thing, and now Oscar is going through the same thing. So I don't know if we'll see Ozpin ever again, because it looks like Oscar is going to take up Ozpin's place. So, there's that. That was actually a pretty neat scene. Then we have the next scene with Weiss. Basically, Jock is all I'm not, Weiss wants to leave. He's not permitting her to leave. And because, he's all our reputation and blah, blah, blah. And, Weiss is all well, you kind of just married into here, and that strikes a nerve, and he just slaps her. I'm all you dick. Seriously. Really hoping Jockus gets his just desserts. And Woodley, too, because Woodley's in on this, because basically, he's all well, guess what? Well, guess what? You're not the heiress anymore. You signed that over to Whitley. And the public will find out that you signed that over to Whitley, because I'm lying, and it's all you don't get a choice in this, I'm making your choice for you, obviously, kind of thing. So, there's that. Obviously, Jock is... They're sparing no expense to have him be this dick. So, So, basically, Weiss is kind of mopey after, she finds out that Whitley actually wanted all this, and then, Weiss has ideas of, ideas of actually, escaping, escape, yes, escaping. How she'll do it on her own, I'm not sure. I mean, she does have a weapon compared to probably, the rest of them. The rest of the butlers and stuff. Then again, they could be very well just as trained, because why would Jock just have normal butlers and guards, you know what I mean? they would probably be trained. But, what's it called? Something tells me she might get some help from Ironwood and maybe her sister, because Ironwood's been a decent, he's been a decent role in Weiss's story as the guy who understands, Weiss and where she's coming from, obviously. So, we end that section with Weiss getting her weapon and the dust vials and being all like, alright, you know what, let's do this. Now then, we get to the Tyrion and Crow fight with everyone trying to run interference, but Crow basically saying, get back, let me handle this, I'll be fine. And he handles himself well for the most part. He's caught off guard a bit, but to be honest, it works. RWBY provides cover fire before getting up and close and stuff, but that's a mistake because she gets in the way of some debris. He saves her, but he's open for an attack by Tyrion, who cuts him with his stinger. Crow's injured, and I think he got poisoned by that. I'm really hoping Crow pulls through. You have Vic Mignogna. Do not waste it by killing off Crow, please. Tyrion's all like, ha 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 ha, and then he's all like, you bitch, because RWBY cut off the stinger. And now he's injured, and that was the only hit they really got off on him, kinda. RWBY and Rand and Nora and stuff. But So he's injured, he realizes he has to flee. So he flees, and then RWBY and everyone's they're questioning Crow, and he's all like, okay, what's your favorite fairy tale? And basically that is the same thing that happened to Pyrrha, with Ozpin asking that, because basically if that happens, then that means that something big is going to be revealed, just like the maidens. Something that they thought was only a fairy tale will be revealed to them, unless Crow is actually going to talk about the maidens personally. So, who knows? Who knows where that's leading? But yeah, overall interesting episode overall. I could care less about the Weiss stuff, to be honest, because again, I kind of had an idea about, Weiss is sick of this shit, she's gonna escape and stuff. Whitley and Jacques are obviously against her. Ironwood is probably gonna play some part in that. The interesting one I'm really looking forward to, though, is Oscar. What's going to happen to him? Because so far he hasn't made any progress in terms of where he is. He's just been on the farm still. I'm really curious about Blake and Yang, see what they're up to, because I believe Yang's last episode was either 4 or 5. No. Yang's last episode was 4, and then Blake's was 5. So I'm curious to see what they're up to, since we've had 2 episodes with Team Ranger and Weiss. So, something tells me we'll get some explanation from Crow in the next episode, but at the same time, I have a feeling we're either going to check up with Weiss or Blake. Not Weiss, no, Yang or Blake. So, overall, a pretty decent episode. Yeah, that's all I have to really say. It didn't really well, actually, the fight between Crow and Tyrion was pretty good, because you got to see, 2 non-student level combatants really going at it with each other. So, that was fun to see. Now then, Kamen Rider Ex-Aid, episode 12. Toei, why? Why did you have to kill him? Why? You know what? I'll just backtrack. So the episode starts off from the last one with, Emuel like, I'm sorry I didn't believe you, and it's time I started trusting you. To Kiria, who begins to do research on his own. He actually talks to Dan's father, who's in jail for some reason, but Dan knows Dan's father knows, why he's actually in prison, and the truth behind the event 16 years ago with Emu's surgery. So, so basically the plot is pretty simple in terms of the victim. I basically guessed it. There's like a kind of disconnect between them, sort of, because the mom knows that the kid loves cakes, so the kid just doesn't like cakes that much because the mom works at a bakery, and so she's busy during the holidays because holiday cakes and stuff. That's gonna make a pastry person busy. So what's it called? So he's busy. He doesn't like that. The whole cake thing is ruining the family. But he wants to make a gift because he wants them to be together and stuff. That's why he got injured in the first place with his leg, because he fell out of a tree because he was trying to make a wreath. So that's basically the whole subplot there. Ex-Aid and Bray fight against Salty using the Santa power-ups, and Suna, aka Poppy, she starts singing Jingle Bells, except every single other word is like any word that says any kind of pip or pop, and it's like, kill me now, please. Like, I can deal with the remix Christmas jingle, but it's like it starts to get like slightly annoying. That being said, the fight scene itself was actually pretty entertaining, and I wish we had the Salty Bugster more, because he's just a nice villain, even if he is a monster of the week. So there's that. We got to see Ex-Aid Shakariki Sports. That is pretty neat to see for the brief instance it was there. Other than that, the Christmas power-ups were pretty good. But moving on to the big meat. Well, actually, first off, we do find out Poppy basically low-key says, "Oh yeah, I'm a bugster from Do Re Mi Fa Beat," and everyone's all like, "Oh yeah, we knew. It was kind of obvious, So, there's basically that. I think there's another Bugster Navigator on the way, Poppy, because we see this girl in decked out Mighty Action X gear talking to Taiga, Snipe, and she's all like, "Can you beat M?" Emu's gamer persona, and she's all like, "I want to see you beat someone down and stuff." And something tells me she might be Taiga's personal operator. God knows that Taiga actually needs someone to bounce off of, to be honest, because him being by himself does not make for the most exciting of scenes. So that'll be interesting to see. Other than that, we had Dan's father show up. Something tells me they'll be returning to that plot thread soon. So, yeah, Kiria finds out that Dan was actually present at Emu's surgery 16 years ago. So, Dan's all like, "Okay, Kiria, if you keep quiet about this, I'll give you a nice shiny new Gashat for Christmas." And, Kiria's all being smug, and, he gets a Gashat, but he kicks the briefcase out of Dan's hands, and he's all like, "Huh, your loss. I'm going to use this Gashat, and then everyone else is going to come and see me kick your ass." So Kiria goes level 1, and then he's about to go level 3, but as soon as he inserts the Gashat and he tries to flip the switch to go level 3, the Gashat basically drains his health bar to 1%, and he loses all of his stamina and energy as a result. It was basically a trap by Dan to weaken Kiria enough to where his death would be humiliating to him. Because Genmu Zombie Gamer is a level 10 thing. It would have been able to easily overpower Laser. He didn't need to go through the trouble of weakening him. He literally just did it to humiliate him more. And that just cements Dan's place as a threatening and conniving villain. Also, Kiria was kind of a sucker for actually thinking that, it wouldn't be bugged, but, I guess Kiria thought, oh, there's no way he would actually do that. But, I don't see why he would think that. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing that happened was because Kiria used it. But then again, I have a feeling that even if he didn't use it, he probably, Dan would have been able to easily take care of him. But the way Dan planned that. Damn, was that humiliating. Because Kirya goes into level 3, but he's like so tired. You can see he's struggling to stand as Dan goes Genmu Zombie Gamer and just wrecks Kirya's shit. He even takes Giri Giri Chambara, meaning he now has the Gashikon Sparrow as a weapon. So yeah, things do not look good for Kirya because even the finisher, any waves of energy that went towards Genmu, they just turned to dust. Like it didn't even hit him, phase him at all. So yeah, Dan basically kills Kirya, and Kirya's actually dead. Like you can see the loss of energy or hear the loss of energy right now because oh my god. Toei, you had the balls to kill off Kirya. On Christmas too. You couldn't have waited till New Year's or something? Oh god. That's what really, it doesn't piss me, it just makes me sad because, to be honest, a lot of people are comparing this to Hase's death from Gaim, and it's worse. Because all of the main cast knows, all of the main writers up to that point know. They're going to tell all the other allies about what happened. Kirya dies basically in Emu's arms while he gives him his gamer driver and Boxo bike a shot. And it's like, Taiga doesn't, he's not annoying in the scene. He's not like, give me your shots or whatever, or I'll take Boxo bike or whatever. He's legitimately shocked that Kirya got killed, and like, you know, he's silent about it. Hiro is even surprised and like concerned, especially because like he's more of the what was the information going to be kind of guy, but also he genuinely looked concerned about what exactly fucking happened to Kirya. And Kirya's dead. Actor got flowers. His body evaporated with a very menacing game over being played over, like, you know, sad music and rain. And it's like, Kirya was a main cast member too. He appeared since episode 1. He didn't actually show up till like episode 4, like completely, but he's had cameo appearances, and like we're just looking at like the riders and stuff, and then he shows up, and he's this great character. He gets level 2, you know, he gets level 1 and level 2. He gets a level 3, and he even gets to participate in level 5. Albeit, like, you know, they had to like duplicate the limbs, but still, it's like he got some part in that. And then just to see him die like this, it's really sad. But it also shows off the menace that is the Genmu Zombie Gamer level 10. Because Jesus Christ. So, yeah. Overall, while the Christmas part was enjoyable somewhat, the latter half of this episode just, oh jeez. Kirya, why? I'm not getting over this death so easily. It's like, seriously, jeez. Anyway, next time on Kamen Rider Ex-Aid, Genmu continues to tear through the riders, and then Emu gets the Mighty Brothers double X shot. Sorry if I don't sound too enthused. It's just, Kirya, why?